happy, healthy, and homegrown. And today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about raw milk versus pasteurized milk. I have a lot of friends who have been curious about raw milk and have a lot of questions, and it's something that most of us were not raised drinking, so people are naturally a little hesitant about whether or not raw milk is safe and how it tastes and how it's different from pasteurized milk. And also people want to know what the health benefits are of raw milk versus pasteurized milk. Before we talk about raw versus pasteurized milk, let's talk about corn-fed versus grass-fed dairy cows. First of all, cows are intended, their natural design was to eat grass and to be outdoors in the sunshine when the sun is shining. Not to eat corn. Corn is very detrimental to cows and soy. So cows that are kept in confinement animal feeding operations with no access to sunshine and fed a corn diet do not have a great quality of life and also develop diseases and usually need to be turned into hamburger within 2 to 4 years. Whereas a grass-fed cow can live 20 years eating grass and roaming, and that's a normal healthy lifestyle of a cow on green grass. So humanely speaking, grass-fed dairy is completely normal part of nature, and corn-fed confinement dairy is completely abnormal and unhealthy. You've probably heard the saying, you are what you eat. So if you're drinking dairy from an unhealthy animal, then you're giving poor health to your body. But when you're having dairy from a very healthy animal that's thriving, then you're giving life and health to your body. Raw milk versus pasteurized milk is almost like night and day. Like it's like eating a raw fresh apple versus drinking pasteurized apple juice. So everybody knows that you can't drink too much pasteurized apple juice because it's very sugary, and pasteurization kills all the enzymes and destroys a lot of the nutrient content. So you would much rather drink cold pressed or raw fresh pressed juiced apple juice. You could eat a whole apple, get lots of fiber, all the enzymes, all the vitamins, and you have a completely different product. A fresh apple and raw apple juice are going to be highly beneficial to your body, whereas pasteurized apple juice is going to be highly sugary and more of an anti-nutrient than anything. It's the same thing with pasteurized milk. Pasteurized milk is basically just a sugary, sterile product devoid of nutrition and of healthy microbes. Pasteurized milk has little to no nutritional value. It's really questionable whether it's even worth drinking pasteurized milk if you don't have access to raw milk. If you don't have access to raw milk, I would recommend you eat cheese, because cheese, the enzymes metabolize the lactose and create a whole different product, but it restores a lot of the usability of the calcium. Kefir and yogurt are also good alternatives, but if you don't have access to raw milk, then don't bother drinking pasteurized milk. One of the most important things, though, about pasteurized milk versus raw milk is that pasteurized milk is actually far more dangerous than raw milk. Pasteurized milk is completely sterile and void of any probiotics or good bacteria. Therefore, because of the high sugar content from pasteurization, all that lactose, pasteurized milk is extremely susceptible to bad bacterias like E. coli, salmonella, and going back to being tainted or ruined or polluted by bad bacteria. The process of pasteurization destroys all the good probiotics in it, whereas raw milk actually has its own built-in immune system. In fact, if you've ever seen the pictures of petri dishes of E. coli and salmonella, and there's a drop of breast milk in the middle, you see the immune system pushing back and killing off the E. coli and the salmonella and creating a wall and barrier around the breast milk. That's the immune response of the breast milk. Cow's milk is the exact same way. It has a built-in immune system. When there's a bad bacteria, a bit of E. coli, salmonella touches that milk, which most of it's handled very carefully, so it doesn't have any of that, but the built-in immune system of the cow milk will destroy that bad bacteria. So inherently raw milk is much safer much safer than pasteurized milk because it has a built-in immune system. The built-in immune system also means it's teeming with probiotics. Those good probiotics, those good bacteria that keep that balance and keep the milk from getting bad, will also populate your gut with good bacteria. It's so important to have good bacteria and live living foods going into your gut. Our government and our FDA, our health and safety, has believed strongly in everything being sterile and dead. They believe in everything being cooked and processed. However, our bodies are not a sterile environment. They are full of bacteria and microbes, fungus, yeast, all different kinds of microbes of all different kinds. And it's really important to feed the good colonies, not the bad ones. So in your body, I've mentioned this before, you have over 10 times as many microbes as you do cells. So therefore, your body is full of tiny little living organisms that are important for the function of your cells. So you need to be feeding the good ones and not the bad ones. If you take a bunch of antibiotics, you wipe out the good ones, and so therefore you are more likely to get yeast infections, overgrowths of bad bacteria, parasites, and fungus. It's just how it works. The opposite is true when you drink good probiotics, yogurt, kefir, raw milk. You're feeding the good bacteria colonies in your gut and helping to create better health for your body, so your body's able to break down the nutrition of the food. There's also many people who have seen their children healed of allergies. Their guts actually heal up little holes that are allowing allergens into their bloodstream by drinking raw milk. So I'm not saying that raw milk is the cure for everything, but I am saying that your body is not a sterile environment and you do need good probiotics and good microbes to be going into your body. So microbes are not something to be afraid of. In fact, you can ferment your raw milk into kefir, which I do, and create an even higher, more nutritious food with even more healthy microbes to go and repopulate your gut with good bacteria. So microbes are something really important to our existence. About half of the states in the United States have little to no access to raw milk because it's either illegal or mostly illegal. The other half of the states have either legal milk, raw milk that can be sold in stores, or partially legal where you can buy it on the farm or be part of a cow share. When they pasteurize milk, the fat molecules, so when you have raw milk, the cream separates to the top and you shake up the raw milk and the cream remixes back into the raw milk. So the fat molecules in raw milk are very beneficial to your body and usable. However, when they pasteurize milk, the fat, the cream and fat particles become separated and glob up more. So in order to keep them from just being thick and globby on the top of the milk like butter, they homogenize them and they spin them really fast. The fat molecules are broken down so small that instead of being metabolized and usable to your body, they end up passing into your bloodstream and becoming harmful to your body. Also, whole dairy and whole fat dairy is one of the most important things for female fertility as well as male fertility. It's very important to have whole fat milk. So how does raw milk taste? Well, it tastes better than pasteurized milk. Pasteurized milk tastes heavy, weighty, kind of almost thick to me, whereas raw milk tastes refreshing and light, because remember, it's not homogenized, so the fat is not distributed evenly in a thick clumpiness in it. It's more of a light, delicious, refreshing taste. Milk, you'll have your vitamin D, you'll have your usable calcium, you'll have your probiotics. Therefore, in my opinion, it's far, far, far worth the money it costs for raw milk. Now here where I live, I can get local raw milk for $10 a gallon, or I can go down to Sprouts grocery stores and get local raw milk for $15 a gallon, or $7.50 for a half-gallon jug. Now that sounds like a lot for most people who are used to paying $2 or $3, $4 for a gallon of milk, but remember, a gallon of pasteurized milk is pretty much worthless to your health, whereas a gallon of raw whole milk is pretty much one of the most essential, most important things you can do to add health to your family. I would say raw milk far outweighs its worth in its usability. I know a lot of people spend a lot of money on prepackaged foods, snack foods, juice boxes, gummies, even though those things are organic. Most of those snack foods that are processed are, one, very expensive, and two, devoid of very many nutrients. So I highly recommend to people to put your money into the nutrient-dense foods. It doesn't matter if it costs 4 times as much as regular pasteurized milk. Regular pasteurized milk is doing you no good, because raw milk is really one of the most essential foods you can buy for your family. You should be buying clean meats, high quality proteins and fats. High quality proteins and fats are really the foundational building blocks of your children's health and your own. From your teeth to your bones to your brain to your nervous system, everything needs fat to function. Everything needs protein to function. You have to have high quality fats and protein, and I guarantee you will notice a difference. Your teeth will feel stronger, your bones will feel stronger, you won't have sensitivities in your teeth, you won't have joint pains because your joints need fat as well. There's a whole lot more I could say about raw milk, but I just wanted to give you the basics on some of the most important things that I wanted to share with you about why raw milk is really essential to your health. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. And if you'd like to see more of my videos on nutrition and tips and how to live a healthy lifestyle, just subscribe to my channel so you can get my latest updates. I have some really cool stuff coming up that I'm really excited to share with you, and I can't wait till I get it all filmed and edited and put together. And I hope you guys have a blessed day. You live a happy and healthy life.